Hello and good afternoon. My name is Amanda and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot. This pick a card reading is going to be called Journey Home to Yourself. And my intention for this reading is just tuning in or tapping into ways how you can come home to yourself, to that more true, more authentic inner self that is a spark of that infinite creator or God or the universe, whatever you want to call that soul essence of you, and how you can bring it more online into your day-to-day life. So if you are new to pick a card readings, I just ask that you close your eyes, take a couple of deep cleansing breaths to center your energy, and focus in on pile number 1, 2, or 3, and if more than one pile calls out to you, there may be messages in each pile for you. Once you've selected your pile or piles, you can go ahead and check the description box below for the timestamps, and I also pin them as the top comment. Please remember though, these are general readings, so only take the information that resonates with you, your life, and your situation, and just go ahead and leave the rest behind. Without delaying this any further, I'm going to give you a moment to meditate on your cards, and I will see you over at your reading. Hello, group number 1. Let's go ahead and find out your journey home to yourself, how you're tuning into your more authentic and true part of yourself. And we have here, let me put this little guy right here for our reading. We have here the Kuan Yin card, kindness and nurturing. So right off the bat, I'm seeing this need for you guys to be more kind, more gentle, more loving, and more nurturing to yourselves. And if you're anything like most humans, it can be very difficult, especially during childhood, where we take on the thoughts, the impressions, the comments of other people and how we should feel or who we are on that deeper level. So there is already just this need to relax, kind of let go of the death grip of having to be perfect or having to do everything overnight. This is about giving yourself a lot of grace and a lot of patience, a lot of time to expand and grow and become this beautiful inner version of yourself. And it's not that you're not already this person. It's just that, like we were saying, society and childhood and just the programming of who we should be or trying to keep up with the Joneses really does sometimes get in the way of who we know we are on a deeper level, especially when we are children. We are really tuned in and tapped into that part of ourselves, but as the years go by, we just suppress it or become, different versions of that or put different layers over the top of it. It's just really about nurturing the inner child, being that beautiful, loving mother or father essence to that inner child. All right, let's get some additional guidance from the tarot on Group 1's journey home to themselves. And I just heard main character energy. So some of you just might be operating as like a side character in your own life. It's now time to become that star of your own center stage or the main character in your own story. Yes, look at this, the ruler of wands or the king of wands. You are stepping into this higher version of yourself. I think many of you have really known from a very young age that you were here to do something really bold and great and amazing and probably creative. This is very creative energy, but you do it in such a subtle and quiet way for most of you. Others of you, you're being asked to step it up in the loudmouth department just a bit and kind of shout things from the rooftops or just do things in a way that you're not hiding your light or dimming your light. You're shining it at full force, and if people have a problem with that, that's their problem, not yours, is really what I see with this energy. But those big dreams that you have in your heart, they are ready to be brought into this material world, and you are just the person to do it. So journeying home to yourself, really tuning in to that inner aspect, to that spark of the source creator that resides within you, that is the life force of what you are here to do. And for many of you, this is something creative, this is something nurturing, very healing energy you are bringing to this world as well. But healing your own life, healing your own childhood, working on your inner shadow, allowing yourself to heal through your creative endeavors. Even if you're not monetizing these creative endeavors, it is such therapeutic energy or creative energy for you. When you do something creative, you get in this beautiful healing flow state. Let's see what else we have here. The Temperance card. Yes, very Kuan Yin energy in and of itself, this Temperance card. And hopefully we can get that tucked in there, but we can still see it just a bit. I just want to make sure I have room for everything else we've got coming in. I know this is kind of big here, but it looked pretty, so here we go. But yes, being able to temper all of your beautiful gifts into the material world, bring them into the material world. 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot in the water is how the traditional Rider-Waite depiction of the temperance energy is. It's also very Sagittarius energy, which is fire energy, mixed with the ruler of wands or king of wands, which is very, could be Leo energy, Sagittarius, or Aries energy with that king of wands. You do not necessarily have to have fire placements in your chart, but every single person on this planet has the fire trine, the Aries, Leo, Sagittarius triangle in your chart. So wherever these houses fall in your chart, this can be a really big and beautiful indication of how you are coming home to yourself, or the places that need you to come more online or more home to yourself. All right. So let's go ahead and get some additional guidance. For group 1, their journey home to themselves. Ooh, we have the owl. Look how beautiful this card is. I'm loving it. Hopefully we're not cut off on the bottom here, but let's see. Yay, we're good. Okay. So this card is all about sight. And for most of you, it's very interesting. She's got her eyes closed, but she's got kind of this bindi going on her third eye area. So to me, this is that inner sight, that clairvoyance, that spiritual sight that you are bringing online. And it also says here, detach your emotions from situations that you cannot control. And this does not mean spiritually bypassing, but I think for many of you, this is just going right back to childhood, or right back to maybe like a first love, or something that didn't work out in a relationship in your past, where you are detaching your emotions from the situation that you cannot control. Maybe someone passed away. Maybe somebody left your life in a very abrupt way that you felt you had no closure, or you lost a job, or, a project, or I'm even seeing somebody who, has some sort of disability that you felt like you were robbed of the life that you were meant to live. And yes, it can be very emotional. It can be maddening. It can be angering to know you can't have things the way you once envisioned them to be. But that doesn't mean you're not still in control of your destiny, because you can find a different path. There's just this detour energy that might have happened that split you off what you felt was your destiny or your path at a younger age than you are now. But being able to, of course, feel through those emotions at first, to really allow them to move through you. But anything that is still there, this is asking you to detach from it. This does not mean you're spiritually bypassing it. There's a very fine line. So looking into detachment, emotional detachment, it sounds very cold and calculating, but really, it's a way to heal. So looking into healing your emotional wounds, Emotion Code is a really great book you can read to start clearing your own trapped emotions, or going to any kind of emotional healer that you trust, of course using your own inner guidance and discernment for any healers you are hiring, but even just setting the intention to heal your own emotions and to heal yourself in whatever way that looks for you. But you're getting this inner guidance from your clairvoyance, your inner sight, your third eye, to know what's best for your life. So the journey home to yourself is to start trusting this inner sight. Some of you might even be getting a lot of downloads in your meditations and also your dream state. All right. What else does group 1 need to know for their journey home to themselves? Ooh, we have here, don't dim to fit in. We already were talking about this. Yes, you do not have to, dull that light. I think that's exactly how I said it, was dull your light to appease others, or to be what others want you to be, to fit in the box of what everyone else wants. And once again, she's got her eyes covered. So yes, the owl has their eyes wide open. She's got her eyes closed, she's got her eyes covered. But yet you have that third eye, Eye of Horus symbolism, which, has been kind of, I guess the word we could use here is bastardized by, the powers that be, or as I call them, the powers that were. But it still has at the heart of it, at the root of it, a very beautiful message of being able to trust your inner guidance. But it says here, how are you dimming your light to fit in? That might be a journaling question if you would like to pause it or just kind of ruminate on it and think about it later and then write it down. This is your reading to do whatever you see fit with. So if you'd like to journal on that, feel free. But even just asking yourself that right now and just closing your eyes, asking yourself this question, and just seeing what comes to your inner sight. Those of you that don't visualize or can't visualize, or you don't have any kind of inner dialogue, feel into your feelings, your sensations, your emotions, what are you hearing, what are you sensing in other ways. But yeah, just no longer dimming your light to fit in, because you're only doing yourself and this whole world a disservice by doing so. All right, what else does group 1 need to know about the journey home to themselves? We have here Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Yes, you're the one with the answers to unlock your highest potential, is what I'm hearing. And it's very interesting because the pick a card I filmed before this one, earlier this week, was your highest potential, unlocking or unblocking to get to your highest potential. So if you haven't checked that out, I will be linking it at the very end in the end cards. But I will probably even link it in the description below, or you can just go to my page and search in the little search bar, Unlocking Your Ultimate Potential, to find that reading. But yes, you are raising your vibration by doing this inner work, doing this nurturing and loving yourself. This is such a self-love, self-care journey you guys are on right now. And also tuning into your inner aspect, any guides or angels or crossover loved ones you want to communicate with. But as I always say on my channel, be very, and I mean very, discerning with anything outside of you that you are connecting to, because a lot of dark entities can sometimes pose as false light entities that have all the right answers from your crossed over loved ones or your spirit guides, but they are not acting in your highest interest or best good. So always discern anything outside of you that you're connecting to. Okay. So what else does group 1 need to know about coming home to themselves or journeying home to themselves, tuning into their most authentic aspect? Okay, what do we have? Ooh, we have creation. Yes, that's what we were talking about at the beginning. Soul expression and something new. You're being asked to create something completely new, completely different. This doesn't have to be completely different from anyone and everything else on the planet, because really, is there an original or unique creation under the sun? You would have people argue that there really isn't at this point, but you have your own way of figuring this out or combining all of the energies to create something new and very unique and beautiful. The number 37 might be relevant to you. You might be 37 years old, or maybe the number 37 is very important to you in some way. But 3 plus 7 is 10, that new beginning. Yes, your soul is wanting to express itself in a new way. For some of you, you might be taking on gardening. She's got a little sprig of, to me, it looks kind of like rosemary here, but I don't know, it could be something, it could be anything. She's got some daisies growing here. Maybe daisy is a power flower for you. Power flower, that sounds so fun. But yeah, looking up the symbolism of the daisy just to see if there's any additional guidance or messages. If you guys would like to take on that homework, feel free to do so. But yes, your soul is longing to express itself creatively, and I know many of you know you are creators. Every single human is a creator being, but some people feel more artistically inclined than others. But I think you guys really, for the most part, group 1, you do identify as someone who is an artist or a creative person. Okay, and then we also have your relaxation, which I am loving this with the Temperance and the Kuan Yin energy. It is a very relaxed, very self-love, self-care vibe kind of energy. Peaceful pursuits and happy times. Yes, and it's very interesting because so much of the time we can be so busy just in the hubbub of the daily grind and, you know, just getting all the things ticked off the to-do list that we don't take the time to ruminate and do the healing and do the self-care thing. And you're being asked at this time to be able to come home to yourself truly and most authentically. You need some rest. You need some time off, some relaxation. Even if you can't take a full-on, weeks-long vacation or even a couple of days worth of vacation, even just taking an hour here or there during the week will be enough to really help replenish you and bring in this more soul expression energy that wants to be birthed through you. But there are some happy times upcoming as you do a lot of this healing. We also have here the number 39, which also might be relevant to your life in some way, but also 3 plus 9 equals 12, 1 plus 2 equals 3. So again, more creative energy, but also coming together and co-creating or collaborating with someone. This could be a friend, this could be a coworker, this could be a soulmate of some kind that you are being asked to collaborate with and have some, happy times. All right, let's get an additional final message for group 1 about the journey home to themselves, anything else they need to know. And here it is, intuition. It's just been all over your reading, third eye symbolism. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers you seek. Yes, it has this whole time. But so much of the time we will discount it or push it away like, oh no, that's too good to be true. That can't be my life, No, stop it. You can trust yourself. Trust that inner knowing. That knows you better than you know yourself, so to speak. That inner self knows you better than anyone outside of you. So trust that inner nudge to go in the direction, to birth these creations, to do this self-love, this self-care, to bring you into alignment with what you are here on this soul mission to do on this earth. So that is your message, group 1. I hope it resonated. Please feel free to let me know below any thoughts you have on this, any stories you want to share. And at the time of my filming this, we have not quite yet reached 1,000 subscribers, but we are on our way. And to enter the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm giving away 3 10-minute readings to my subscribers. So the only thing you need to do to enter to win is to subscribe, and you can comment as many times, of course without spamming, on my pick a card readings. My daily messages will not count in this, just the pick a card reading playlist, or you can just go to the different pick a cards on my channel. But I did create a playlist for just the pick a cards, so you can even go in and comment on each one or whatever you want to do, and each one will count as an entry into the giveaway, and you have three chances to win that giveaway. So I just wanted to say thanks again so much, group 1, for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Your donations have been what's been keeping this channel going, so I do greatly appreciate the few of you that have taken time out of your day to say thank you by donating. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate each and every one of you just for being here. So thank you so much, and I hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys, bye. Hello, group number 2. Those of you that selected this beautiful Luna Moth, this is going to be your message about your journey home to yourself. Hopefully we can see that guy there. All right, so you selected here the card, the Avalon Priestess, Intuitive Awakening. So I'm already sensing quite a theme with our readings thus far. But wow, you guys are awakening your intuition by tuning into that inner aspect, or as a lot of people call it, the higher self. A lot of times I don't use that word higher self anymore just because it does feel like it's something higher or better than you or outside of you, when in all reality you are within it rather than the other way around. So this inner self, this soul aspect, this spiritual spark from the Creator that resides within you is awakening, and you can start to really trust your intuition. I think many of you have had this really strong intuition throughout your whole lifetime, but it's just now that you are starting to trust it. Or as you start to trust it, that is how you are coming home to yourself and really tuning into this more authentic part of yourself that is here to shine unapologetically. All right, so what else do we have for group number 2 on the journey home to themselves? Here's one, and then this one wants me. I want it. There it is. Okay, so we have here, ooh, the 6 of Cups. So yes, look at this. There's a lot of past life gifts you're bringing online at this time. A lot of, not even past life, but just who you are beyond the veil, just who you are on a more spiritual level when you're not incarnated in a human vessel. You're bringing more of this just pure aspect of yourself online. But for many of you, this is coming in after doing that healing work. This is so much in alignment with group 1, so I'm really gonna bet that so many of you did also select group 1, because it's almost like this is just a extended reading of group 1, and I'm loving that. I'm loving that so much. But yes, this is going back in time and doing the healing work to your childhood, to past lives, to even just your past in this life, whatever heartbreaks, heartaches you've been through, that you knew you could read the red flags, but you ignored those and you ignored your intuition and just kept going anyway. This doesn't mean you did anything wrong, because you have still learned a lot from those lessons. So they were, a lot of the best learning we have in this life is from our own mistakes, or, those hard lessons, those heartbreaks. We learn a lot through these things, even though it doesn't feel good to go through. We learn a lot. For so many of you, though, this is coming back into union or communication or into relationships with friends, family, lovers from the past, people from your past, if not in this life, then maybe from a past life, coming in to help aid you on your journey. But of course, you're the one doing that inner work. These people are more supporting roles, supporting characters. Much like we talked about in group 1, was about being the main character of your own story. And so many of us, we put that power outside of ourselves, especially when we are, in kind of our teen years and early 20 years. I'm 40 now, so I have a bit of life, experience under my belt by this point. But just looking back to who I was at that time, I shined so bright, but I dulled that light because I didn't want to be too extra. I wanted to fit in. I wanted people to like me. I was weird, so I tried to hide my weirdness, and it never really works out in our highest good when we're dimming our light or dulling our sparkle in some way. And you guys are being asked to just allow that light to illuminate. I mean, she's got her candle and she's guarding it against the wind to really help it continue to grow and be this bright and beautiful flame. And then we also have the 10 of Pentacles. Look at this. So you guys have some, really amazing material world stuff coming in for you in this life. As you heal from the past and overcome maybe even some limiting beliefs, especially those of you that did grow up in poverty or kind of parents living paycheck to paycheck or broken home or just a lot of trauma from your childhood, those of you that have grown up in this way, you have to work almost extra hard. And I'm right there with you, working extra hard to overcome our lack mentalities, our limiting beliefs, to be able to, create a legacy that we are proud of, to have money to leave our children, to have assets and, live a comfortable life. It's not always easy. But this is coming through to let you know, those of you especially that are still to this day struggling, to let you know that as you heal from the past and get in the present, that is how you can build a life for yourself for the future. But this, for many of you, is indicating you are having children, if you haven't already. If you don't want children, this is just a legacy you're leaving. Maybe some sort of business or creation, household that you are leaving a legacy with. But there's so much goodness here. You're going to be able to reap the benefit of a lot of your past life good karma and just good karma in the past, in this life, to be able to create a nice solid foundation, not only for you, but for generations to come, which is very powerful. All right. Group 2's message, journey home to themselves. What do they need to know to tune into that most authentic version of themselves? We have here the Kangaroo Spirit, and this is courage. You are being tested. Have faith and stand in your truth. And I think your whole life has maybe for some of you felt like one big test. But I just wanted you to know you are passing this test with flying colors. You are leaping above the competition if there is any competition in your field or your career. Some of you are leaving a lasting legacy with your career or the way you bring in money or whatever it is you share with the world, whatever service or creative endeavor or creative expression that you have. You're leaving such a stamp or mark on the world in that way as well. But the courage says, you're being tested, so have faith and stand in your truth. And that is where this big burst of intuition comes in and in awakening to your higher aspect. This will help you have that courage to stand in your truth because you know unwaveringly what your truth is. And even if people don't agree, you realize they don't have to agree. I just need to shine my light and live from this deeper place of authenticity, and that will maybe even inspire others to have the courage to stand up and live in their light as well. But you guys are kind of taking the road less traveled. And you're not just walking the path or running the path, you're bouncing like the kangaroo. So looking up the kangaroo animal spirit or spirit animal to get some additional guidance or some homework. I always like to leave you guys with a bit of homework if you choose to accept it. There it is. Look up what the kangaroo symbolizes, and yeah. And a lot of times they have the kangaroo depicted with like boxing gloves. So maybe just getting your hands out there and your hands dirty. But to me, courage is ruled by the 3rd house and also what you do with your hands. We've got hands here as well, like the hands, and I'm hearing he's got the whole world in his hands. There's that Christian, like Bible school song, or Sunday school song. He's got the whole world in his hands. But I'm really seeing this as your energy. You've got the whole world in your hands. It's just what are you going to choose to do with the tools and the resources and the time and the money at your disposal? What are you going to do with it? And what are you going to create? Are you going to have the courage to stand up and stand out and create a life that really resonates with you? Because that does take courage, especially if you're going off the beaten path of what everyone else is doing. That takes great courage in this world. Great courage. All right, what else does Group 2 need to know about the journey home to themselves, the journey to their inner truth, their most authentic version? What do they need to know? One more. Okay, so we have here Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations and divine plan. Yes, and if Anna is the grandmother of Jesus, what a legacy she left with her grandchild. She set the stage with her daughter Mary and then her wonderful grandson Jesus. And, if you don't believe these people really existed, just take the archetypes and the story, the metaphorical speaking, because not everybody believes that these people actually existed. And you do not have to still get this message. But, being the grandmother of someone as great as, a figure as Jesus, what a legacy to leave this world. But this is you seeding the light and laying those foundations in your own life that will then, be built upon in the future generations. And there is a divine plan at play in your life. This isn't just the, that 3D matrix that's put over our lives. That stamp when we first arrive, we were given a number and a certificate of birth and we're in the system. We can't escape it. But yet there are ways we can escape the matrix, and it's like you're finding a way to do that, and that is part of your legacy, is finding a way to be in the world but not of it, is really what I see. And then we have here Akasha, your guidance is divinely guided, and I got a little speck of candle wax or something on here. Not sure, but it doesn't matter. Yes, with the Akasha, the Akashic records, which, tuning in myself to quote unquote the Akashic records, I've seen a fair amount of corruption or kind of, hijacking to the Akashic records. So instead of me trying to get any information from the Akashic records, which again, to me feel like some sort of grid or lock or, kind of ceiling has been placed on the Akashic records, I just go to the true source of all knowledge and wisdom, which would be the creator, God, source, the universe, whatever you want to call that energy. So instead of doing things the way that a lot of people in the New Age do them, or, in the spiritual community, a lot of just the tried and true methods that a lot of people follow in the spiritual community, I just don't resonate with or don't do anymore because they feel very limiting to me. And I don't want to limit myself, especially just with all the limits that are already placed. I don't want to then further limit myself. So maybe you guys are stepping out of even just the way that most people do things, even in the spiritual community, you're doing them your own way. You're not just picking up a book or, doing what all these other people are doing. You're doing it your way. But yeah, your guidance, the guidance that you get through your intuition is divinely guided, especially if you're setting those intentions to tune into the truth that your soul has to tell you. That resonance of truth will really shine in your life as you tune into your inner guidance. But yeah, your guidance is divinely guided. This isn't just randomly placed into your head or your awareness. No, there's two words of divine here. So you guys are very divinely protected and guarded even against all these false light constructs and matrices that have been placed over your life. You still have this just army of angels and guides that are working with you. And of course, like I had said in Group 1 and pretty much all my other readings thus far, be careful who you are tuning into and connecting to. Use your discernment and set the intention you will not connect to anything that is false light or that has your, bad interests at heart. You want to tune into your true guidance, into your true guides, your true crossed over loved ones. No, entities parading or pretending to be your loved ones or your guides. Okay, so what else does Group 2 Group 2 needs to know about the journey home to themselves? Okay, so we have here, and I dealt that upside down apparently. Okay, so we have here phase entanglement with the master number 33. Emotional influence. Yes, this is that outside influence. Instead of listening to your own intuition, you're maybe, in the past, probably mostly, have listened to what others have to say about something. And maybe even if it goes against what you know to be true on the inside or what your inner truth is, you would still go, the way of other people or, not count your own intuition, and then you kind of kick yourself later, like, oh, I should have listened to myself. but there's a lot of emotional influence, just not even just with the people you know, but with, those matrices or constructs that are placed over our lives. A lot of times we're influenced on the more etheric level and more subliminal or subconscious level. But we also have here the number 18 with prophets and ancient seers, decisions, predictive guidance. Yes, there's that word guidance again, guided and guidance. So you guys do bring a lot of that past life, beautiful guidance and spiritual gifts with you, but also many of you, many, if not every single one of you. If it doesn't resonate, leave it. But I think most of you were prophets or seers or high priestesses or shamans or healers or, those high priests and priestesses in past lives. You guys were just very tuned in. The medicine men, the medicine women, maybe multiple lives as these different entities. But wow, yeah, the number 18, which adds up to 9, closing out old cycles. So the decisions you make in this life really will help close out old cycles from the past life. But also with predictive guidance, this is you getting, through your third eye guidance, through your claircognizance, clairvoyance, clairsentience, clairaudience, clair everything. You're getting the guidance you need to be able to predict what's going on for your future so that you can create the most stable outcome for yourself and your loved ones. Okay, so let's see. One more message of guidance and wisdom for group number 2 on the journey home to themselves. What do they need to know? We have the blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. Yes, connect to your inner self. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. The journey home to yourself is by practicing what you preach, practicing that journey home to yourself by going within and journeying home to yourself. I mean, it really almost goes without saying, but it really is easier said than done, because we can tune in all day long, but, if you're not used to it, it can feel very, almost like cricket. I'm hearing like crickets in my head, like crickets, like it's scary maybe even too for some people to just be quiet and go within and just see what comes up. It can be very nerve-wracking, or our minds will turn on and go into hyperdrive to try to distract us from tuning into ourselves. So what I'm hearing with this is just practice makes perfect. The more you practice tuning into your inner guidance and your intuition and connecting to that soul essence part of yourself, the easier it's going to get. But again, it might take time to really set this habit in motion for you to connect to this inner knowing and to close out those outside influences that are trying to keep you from tuning into yourself, because that's what this whole 3D matrix is about, is trying to distract us from our divinity. So the more you can pull away from those external distractions, without becoming a complete hermit or agoraphobic or anything like that, but as far as just finding a balance between all the outside talk and noise and distraction and then going within, you're going to be a lot better off by at least finding some semblance of balance and not just completely projecting all your power outside of yourself. So that is your message about your journey home to yourself, group 2. I hope this resonated. Please feel free to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And at the time of my filming this, we have not quite yet reached 1,000 subscribers, but we are on our way. And to enter the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm giving away 3 10-minute readings to my subscribers. So the only thing you need to do to enter to win is to subscribe, and you can comment as many times, of course without spamming, on my pick a card readings. My daily messages will not count in this, just the pick a card reading playlist, or you can just go to the different pick a cards on my channel. But I did create a playlist for just the pick a cards, so you can even go in and comment on each one or whatever you want to do, and each one will count as an entry into the giveaway, and you have three chances to win that giveaway. Thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Your donations have been what's keeping my unmonetized channel going, so I do greatly appreciate the few of you that have sent a donation. And I appreciate each and every one of you, and hope to see you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. Alright, you guys, bye! Okay, Mercury retrograde is in full effect. I pretty much realized that the camera has not been probably recording this whole time, or if it did, it turned off very early in the recording. Thank goodness for my microphone that is still rolling. We have everything I said, everything that came through but for just a while, you're going to have to just watch the table with a bunch of cards already dealt out. My apologies for that, but we will pick it up toward the end part of the reading. Let's continue your reading. Hello, group number 3. Let's go ahead and find out what you need to know about the journey home to yourself. And what do we have here? But the Epona card. So this is talking about earth magic. So I'm already sensing a very different vibe with group 3 than I did with groups 1 and 2, which to me felt almost like extended readings of each other. You could watch them pretty much in any order. Not to say that there won't be underlying collective energies within this. I think there might be, but I'm getting a very earthy, but yet also very connected to spirit vibe with you guys, or just this need to connect more with Mother Earth or Gaia, whatever you want to call that consciousness. But getting out in nature is really going to greatly impact your journey home to yourself, because for many of you, you've had many lifetimes on this planet where you lived more in communion and in collaboration and in closeness with the earth, the earth elementals, especially with the earth magic message here, the elementals, the fae, other interdimensional beings, inner earth beings. I'm also hearing Avalon, so maybe some of you had past lives in the time of Avalon. Knight of the Round Table I'm hearing. There's a lot of amazing magical elements that you're pulling into this life from past lives, which you kind of got that vibe in group 2, but in a different way. But let's go into the tarot and just see what group 3 needs to know about the journey home to themselves. And we have this one that wants to come out, and we'll take this one as well. But we have here Temperance, which came out in group 1. So yeah, there's this need to balance. Like I was saying at the beginning though, it's a very as above, so below kind of energy that you guys are really balancing, yes, the very earthly and earth connected or material world, but also very connected or balanced with your spiritual essence, your spiritual gifts. So you're really balancing both aspects of, you know, as above and so below, as within, so without. So I think you guys really are my more like just introverted people, but even those that are extroverts, you do need to have a bit of a balance with the more introverted aspects of yourself to really get tuned in to be more at home with who you are and tune into your more authentic self with some alone time. But that being said, those that are more introverted, this is about getting out there more or putting yourself out there a little more, connecting with people, connecting with animals, connecting with nature. You guys have already a very strong connection to nature, but also animals, crystals. She's got an amazing, what appears to be amethyst crystal here around her neck, but it's almost glowing. It's like she has this magic with crystals where she can program them or almost influence them. It's very funny because I looked right up at my bookshelf that I just spent like 4 hours yesterday completely dusting and washing down and every single book, and I got rid of a bunch of books, and I'm tuning into 7 Habits of Highly Effective People over there on my shelf. So maybe you guys have been wanting to get more effective with your habits and live more intentionally. And then we have the Hermit. So wow, you guys have 2 major arcanas on the table. But yes, finding that balance between spending a lot of time alone, but also putting yourself out there a little bit. And of course, at the time of my filming is early 2023. And the year 2023 is a very Hermit energy. This does not mean much like 2020 where we all had to, you know, shelter in place and stay at home and all these things. But what I'm seeing with this is, though you're not forced to stay home or go within, you're choosing to stay home or go within. And that's why maybe some of you are being called to put yourselves out there a little more. You know, get out of the house, go out in nature, go on some trips, go on some vacations, go to some restaurants, connect with people, whatever resonates most with you. But also learning a lot about yourself, learning about your birth chart, about your human design, about your numerology, about your personality type, just learning every single little thing you can about as much of yourself as you can will really help you come home to your more authentic parts. Okay, wow, so powerful already. All right, what else does group 3 need to know about coming home to themselves, about tuning into their most authentic version? Ooh, and here she is. Ooh, we have the hair, and it's very funny because 2023 is also the year of the rabbit. So you guys are very tuned in to the energy that's going on. Even if you're watching this at a later time, you're just very tuned in to your own path and just completely in the flow and in alignment. You may not feel it at this point of your watching, like, I'm not at all in the flow, I'm not at all in alignment, but guess what? You're making your way there. And now I'm hearing that Vanessa Carlton song, making my way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and I'm homebound. You know that song? Yeah, I completely sang it bad, but I wasn't trying to sound good. So there you go. But we also have some beautiful flowers here. These to me look like daisies a bit, but they are yellow. I don't know, maybe like a Gerber daisy, I think they're called. But yeah, the hare is asking you to tune into your strength. It is time to make clear decisions, bring awareness and light to the situation. And for you guys, I think the situation is just your life, just your intentions. What life are you creating? What is it you want to experience? What is it you want to accomplish? Are you in the career that lights you up? Are you in relationships that support you and that feel loving, that feel good? If the answer to any of these things is no, your path home is to tune into yourself to see what is going to light the way forward for you, what is going to spark and light you up. But for some of you, that strength is coming in the form of walking away from hobbies, jobs, situations, relationships, locations that just no longer serve you. And it doesn't mean that these people are beneath you or these situations are beneath you. It just means it doesn't vibe anymore, or maybe you had gotten everything you needed to get out of a certain experience or relationship, and now it's time to move forward. It's going to look vastly different for each of you. But I think for many of you, this is coming on the heels of like a dark night of the soul or a breakup or the loss of something that once meant something very important to you is now no longer in your life. Whether this was a friend that walked away, a family member that passed away. Again, this is past energy we're tuning into. So, something that was devastating to you in some way. The loss of a job, something that just didn't go completely according to plan, that now you are finding a new way forward, a new way home to yourself. Okay, so what else? But also you can tune into the spirit animal of the hare, do some additional homework by looking up what that means, or just tuning into your own inner guidance on what you think that might mean for you in your life. What else does group 3 need to know about the journey home to themselves, please, Spirit? Ooh, this one jumped. We're taking it. Okay. What else do we need to know? We have here, take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. And that has been such a collective energy throughout all 3 readings, there is this need to step back from the daily grind, the hubbub, the to-do lists, the just basically going on autopilot just to keep going, another day, another dollar. There's this need to stop. There's this need to go on a vacation, a respite, a rest, a break, a relaxation. There's this great need for that. Or at the very least, to find a nice work-life rest balance. Majorly for pretty much everyone on this planet is completely burned out and just in our adrenal and our nervous system are just taxed completely, like day in, day out. It's just another day, another grind. But this is about you being very intentional about taking breaks, taking the self-care, taking the self-love, healing the past so that you can tune into your present moment and create a beautiful future for yourself. But yeah, get off the treadmill. Ask yourself, are the actions you're taking actually making you closer to your goals? Or is it more like a hamster wheel that it's like the more you work, you're just not getting anywhere? Again, this might be my most introspective pile where you might want to do some journaling. Maybe even saving this specific reading to a playlist that you can come back and watch it, or just kind of digest it a bit in chunks, because it is a bit of a heavier, not in a bad way, but like in a deeper way. That you guys have such a beautiful light within you that is desperately wanting to shine, and it's just been maybe difficult because, and this is again another collective through all 3 piles, has been dulling your light to fit in, or not feeling worthy in some way, or feeling lacking, or limited in some way. But this is about breaking out of that, to come home to yourself, to realize that you are everything and your light is so bright and you are so amazing just as you are. But as you peel back these layers that are not you, that you were conditioned or programmed to become, that is how you come home to yourself. So unprogramming or deprogramming or unbrainwashing yourself, or rebrainwashing yourself with good habits and good belief systems. Because really, the human consciousness, or consciousness in general, really is kind of like a computer. So we have to have some sort of program running, but is it going to be a program that was, told to us or given to us by someone else, or is it going to be a program that is more in alignment with the divine? That's up to you to decide. But the more you can get in alignment with your divinity and, the original and organic construct of this material world, you're going to be much better off than participating in these false light constructs or the 3D matrix, so to speak. And then we have yes, just say yes. And we've got 3 ladies here. I'm really reading this, although they appear to be the exact same lady in all 3, like as a maiden, mother, and crone energy. And yes, yes, yes. So I'm just hearing 3 yeses. So any of you that have been wondering, should I start this new endeavor? Should I start this business? Should I start this creative project? Should I take this leap of faith? Yes, yes, yes. You've got your answer. Yes, do it. Do the thing that lights you up. Do the thing that makes you happy and makes life feel like it's worth living. Do those things. That will bring you in closer alignment with your true authentic self and really help you journey back home to yourself. And it's at this point that I realized I wasn't even filming up top on the camera. So let's continue. Anything else that group 3 needs to know about the journey home to themselves? Ooh, there they are. Look at that. You got to see them pop out that time. We have here past life guides. Yes, all this past life stuff, karmic lessons, and present assistance. And it's very interesting because some of the past life guidance I'm seeing is actually your own self from a past life acting almost as a spirit guide to you in this life. Does that make sense? Am I completely off my rocker? But also the year 2023, yet another alignment here. 2 + 0 + 2 + 3 equals a 7. So again, Hermit energy, and then it's the year of the rabbit. I mean, wow, you guys are just so in tune. Again, even if you're watching this in 2030, if it's even still around at that point, or later on after 2023, this just means you're in alignment with whatever energy is currently flowing in your present moment. But you're getting a lot of present life assistance from your past life. Your karmic lessons you had in the past life are acting almost like this compass or guidepost to help you in this life as well. But also, guides you had in the past life are going with you in this life again as well. But remember what I always say about tuning into guides or anything outside of us, or presumably outside of us. Use your best judgment and discernment when connecting, and even state out loud or in your head that you will only connect to the true essence of whatever guide you're connecting to, and no false light entities pretending to be whoever it is you're connecting to. That should shut them up or help them find their way out the door, because they cannot invade your free will, especially if you state it out loud like that or in your head. They will just kind of, exit stage left, and you might not hear from them. So that happened to me, actually, with Archangel Michael. I thought I was connecting to the Archangel Michael. Turns out it was a false light entity pretending to be Archangel Michael. And since I have set the precedent that I will only connect to the true light beings that come from organic, original, true source creator, I just have learned that I'm really tuning more into my own inner aspect, finding my way home to myself. That is what's really inspired this reading topic for me, was to just come home to myself. That, having all these middlemen, I don't need that. I just need to go to my inner aspect that is directly connected to source, the true source, original creator. Not these false light entities pretending to be this, that, and everything else. Not saying that these entities, these good, archangels and all that doesn't exist. I know they do. It's just so much false light is pretending to be these things that we need to vet this out for ourselves and use our best discernment. So your best discernment, using it very wisely, is going to be what brings you home to yourself. And we also have here talent guides. So it's funny, we're going off on this whole guides thing, and then we have spirit mentors and teachers. So all that being said, this does not mean you have to go it alone or not even try to connect to guides, no. But I'm really seeing this for you guys as more material world, so like people who are incarnated currently that you use as mentors or teachers. These don't even have to be people you know. These could be people online, but again, using your discernment, using your judgment, your best judgment, your true judgment to know, are these people even connecting to the true source creator, or are they themselves connecting to the false light? You got to use your discernment at every turn, both in the material world and in the spiritual realms. You need to be on and popping with that intuition and your intention and your discernment. We just have the number 41 here, which adds up to a 5. So many of you might be finding new talents. This to me is a big change in the way you show up in your talents. So, these are maybe even past life talents that you're bringing into this life that you didn't realize, oh, I'm a painter or I can play the piano. Maybe you tried these things and they didn't really pan out, but now you're feeling the call or the pull to go back to them. They could even be things you did in the past in this lifetime. As a child, something you really enjoyed doing, maybe you didn't feel you were great at it, but it was fun to do. Even if you're still not great at it, if it's fun to do, try it. Because the more you work at it, the more it can become a talent for you. But you guys really are. You are very multifaceted and multi-talented people. So please don't cut yourself short or think, well, if I can't monetize it, I shouldn't even do it. No. Do things just for the pure enjoyment of doing them. And if the money comes because of it, that's great. But just you enjoying doing these creative or talented things, that's going to be the enjoyment in and of itself that you need to come home to yourself. All right, let's get you a final message. Wonderful group 3. How can they come home to themselves, or what do they need to know about coming home to themselves? Any words of wisdom, guidance, or advice? You get 2, you guys. Look at you being all extra. So we have here no limitations. Yes. You are a celestial being with unlimited potential. There is so much for you to share. And because that word potential just popped out, my most recent pick a card besides this one is called Unlocking Your Ultimate Potential. If you have not checked that out, that could be almost like an extended reading for this one. It's so powerful, it's so potent for you to know how to get into or tune into your highest potential. So yeah, there's no limitations. The only limitations we really have are the ones that we place on ourselves, or the ones that we kind of agree to that are outside of ourselves, as far as like the 3D matrix and all that. Yes, it can be very locked and loaded on our control, or control over our lives, I should say. But once we take that power back, or say no, or claim our sovereignty, that 3D matrix or these false light constructs really don't have as much power, if any, over us the way they had once done. But then we also have the Truth card. Yes, this is such a theme for all of these readings today. See your light, know your power, have the courage, have the strength to walk your truth. Yes, so many people know on a deeper level what is true for them, but they don't have the courage or the strength to actually step into this. But this is what you're being asked to do, is to tune into your inner truth, see your light, know your power, and then have the courage to walk in your truth, to walk in your power, to become your own spiritual mentor, your own spiritual teacher, your own past life guide. It's all within you, so why seek it outside of yourself so much? Yes, we can find the balance of as within, so without, but completely neglecting that inner aspect of ourselves has not gotten many of us very far in this life. So, this is about going within. Yes, again, you can still seek that outside validation once in a while, but when you seek your internal validation first and foremost, you're going to be starting life and just starting your next project or your next relationship or your next whatever out on the best foot possible. Yay, group 3. This was so powerful. Thank you so much for sharing this with us. I love to connect to you guys and your wonderful, beautiful, glorious energy. You guys are just some of the best, the creme de la creme, the cream of the crop. Thank you so much for sharing your light with this world and with this channel. Just coming in and commenting really does raise the vibration of this planet in such a big way. And just you showing up and living your light and living your life, utilizing your talents and your past life gifts, that is such a gift, not only to yourself, but humanity in general. So thank you so much for that. And please feel free to let me know below what you thought, any stories you want to share. I always love to hear from you guys. And at the time of my filming this, we have not quite yet reached 1,000 subscribers, but we are on our way. And to enter the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which I'm giving away 3 10-minute readings to my subscribers. So the only thing you need to do to enter to win is to subscribe, and you can comment as many times, of course without spamming, on my pick a card readings. My daily messages will not count in this, just the pick a card reading playlist, or you can just go to the different pick a cards on my channel. But I did create a playlist for just the pick a cards, so you can even go in and comment on each one or whatever you want to do, and each one will count as an entry into the giveaway, and you have three chances to win that giveaway. Thanks again so much for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, and your donations. Your donations have been what has been keeping my unmonetized channel running currently. The few of you that have donated, I greatly appreciate you. Well, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. But here's an extra special thank you to those who have donated, that have appreciated the energy exchange enough to do so. Thank you so much. And I hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot. All right, you guys. Bye.